Welcome back to the new session. So in this session, we are going to discuss about the work plane and other activities or other tools inside that TinkerCAD, right? So first, before going to create any object shape, so first we are going to understand the work plane. What is the work plane, right? So as of now, you can understand that work plane is just like a perspective view. So in 3D design, you all know there is three axes, right? X axis, Y axis, and Z axis. So Z axis basically used for the depth of that object, right? So everything there is an object, and this work plane is huge. I can say huge. You cannot measure this work plane. It looks like very small, but it's very huge. So first we have to know how we can navigate the work plane. That is very challenging, right? Without knowing, we cannot control our works. We cannot control for creating the models, creating the basic shapes, creating anything in the tinkercad, right? So you just press your mouse if you using the keyboard, or if you using from the laptop, right? So right side uh, key pointer, you can just press, and just you can navigate your mouse pointer, or you can navigate the keyboard. Okay, the you can see it will navigating anywhere. If we can also navigate, and you can observe this portion, right? Like your right bottom is also navigated. That means as per the navigation or as per the movement, your sides also coming, right? Currently we are in that position, that is left and front views. And also if I move this one, that is also front and right. Okay, so this way we can navigate. So you can navigate this way. Okay, now there is one option, that is you can see zoom in. You can also zoom in, or you can also press that plus sign. You can see the plus sign is indicating zoom in, right? Press plus one by one. Now you can see it gradually moves toward closer to the nodes, the grids, right? That is called grid. We are our camera view. There is four views, right? Front, right, left, and bottom. And this view is called a perspective view, from where we all can see all the views at a time, right? So you can also navigate. You can also move towards your back, top, and left. And you can see, I told you earlier, you cannot measure. That is very huge. Perspective view is means very huge. It looks like very small, but actually it does not. It has many pointers, right? So also you can zoom out. So you can also zoom in. So this position is zoomed in position. Now you can also zoom out. So minus. Just press minus here. You can see minus. Just press minus. One by one, it will move towards the reset position, right? So you can understand how we can also zoom in, and how we can also zoom out, and also how we can move these pointers, move this perspective view, right? And here you can see the snap grid 1.0 mm. By default, the snap grid means this grid, right? That every node is snapping to each other. That means if I add any object in the 3D view, right? So I want to add another object. So I can snap it out. Snap grid, that is the reason it called, right? So by default, it's showing 1.0 mm. You can go, and there is multiple options. You can off the snap grid. It has 0.1 mm, that is other closer looks, other closer measurement of the snap. There is 0.25 mm, that is another closer measurement to the snap grid. So if you will off this one, and if you go to the setting, so zoom speed is slow and fast. So it's currently is neutral position, right? And you can also increase the zoom speed, or you can come to the neutral position. Units by default showing millimeters. You can also change to inches and like inches, and here you can see automatically the width and length that is change as per the inches. The millimeters you can see 200, and length is also 200. Whenever you change to the inches, it will same, but as per the inches it shows 7.87 and 7.87. So background color, you can also change the background color of the grid. Like if you want to change the color, any color you can choose, right? You can choose any color, like you can choose yellow, you can choose red, you can choose orange, you can choose green, anyone. Just green, you can, your by default color, you remember, by default color is white, but you can also change. And show grid, you also want to show your grid, and also you want to hide the grid. And also shadows. Show shadows means if I add any objects na, that time the shadow will come by default. So by default it was ticked, right? A tick mark was there by default, and you want to hide that shadows, that up to you. You can also hide, you can also add this one. So grid, obviously you can also hide, you can also hide that grid layout. You can also add the grid layout. You can also uh, toggle between them. There is no any problem. Okay, so if I want to go, if we go with these settings, right, inches to millimeters, I'm going to change it. And you can close the setting, and you can see the background color of the viewport. This is called viewport, and this is called your perspective view. Viewport means from where we can navigate. This is the enter position of the TinkerCAD layout. Okay, so this is the viewport background color, and snap grid is off. And if you go to the settings, and if I don't want to show the grid, that also be there, your grid is not there, but that is not recommended. You always show your grid, otherwise you cannot work. So grid means from which portion I want to add my object, from the origin, from where I want to add the objects and other things, right? So close settings, your grid is coming. And other option that is also I can show you, that is the home. This is the home view, means reset position. Whatever you can change, right? You can zoom in, zoom out, you can also scroll up, and also close that to that position. But if you want to reset, if you want to come to the first position, right, if you want to come to the first position, that time you also click on the home view. Means whenever you logged, after login, you just landing this site first time, right? And that position also showing. So that position is called the home view position. From that position you can navigate. And also you can see switch to the flat view, means there is only one view, there is no perspective view, that is only on 2D view, right? Flat view, that is you cannot, you cannot you cannot get that position much more effective way, because uh, here you cannot get the entire idea flat view, right? So recommended, you can still navigate the with pressing the right side and pressing the mouse pointer. You can click the mouse pointer and press the left right arrow key, right arrow key, or right mouse position. You can also move, but flat view I am not going to recommend. Just click to that your perspective view, and that is recommended. Okay, so also one thing, that go to the settings, and you want to make by default, you can make the default. So you can just choose make default, and millimeters is coming. That means the default setting position is millimeters. The unit is millimeter. Default unit is millimeters. And preset, you using the TinkerCAD, there is other options also be there, but we only concentrate about the TinkerCAD. Okay, here in the preset mode. And close your settings. I think you understood. And you can directly go to that view, like left view. You can click the left view, You can also switch to the front view. You can also switch to the top view. You can also switch to that your bottom view. Okay, so you can also navigate the views from here. There is 4 views options you can see. That is your front, and that is your left, that is your back, and that is your bottom top, and that is your bottom sorry, bottom position. So you can also navigate this way. And next session we are going to discuss the other interesting point, how we can work on that tinkercad this dashboard and the perspective view. Okay, if you have any queries, so please let me know. I want to resolve this query. And thank you for watching the session, and I hope you enjoying the session. Thank you everyone for joining the session. Thank you.